Good morning, all of you.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So today we'll start with a new chapter in English literature, The Shepherd's Daughter, chapter number 12, page number 94. Turn your books to page number 94, chapter number 12, The Shepherd's Daughter. Got the chapter?
Yes, ma'am. Open.
Okay. So now this is a story about a prince who is able to save his life because of his craft making skill. And this chapter is written by William Saroyan, and he was an Armenian American dramatist. So he wrote drama and he was an author also. Many of his stories are about the life of Armenian immigrants in America, means Armenians who have migrated to America. Uh, so he has written many stories about them. Then in 1940, he won the Pulitzer Prize for Drama, and in 1943 his novel The Human Comedy, it was made into a film for which he also got the Academy Award for Best Story. And some of his best known works are The Time of Your Life, My Name is Aram, and My Heart's in the Highlands. Now this is a very good story with a moral. So let's start. Okay, so who will like to read? Begin the chapter?
Ma'am.
Yes, my dear,
Ma'am.
start.
Ma'am. Okay. It is the opinion of my grandmother, God bless her, that all men should labor. And at the table a moment ago she said to me, you must learn to do some good work, the making of some them useful to man, something out of clay or out of wood or metal or cloth. It is not proper for a young man to be ignorant
Hmm.
of an ornable craft. Is there anything you can make? Can you make a simple table, a chair, a plain dish, a coffee pot? Is there anything you can do? And my grandmother looked at me with anger. I know, she said, you are supposed to be a writer, and I suppose you are, but you must learn to make solid things, things that can be used, that can be seen and touched.
Okay,
There
okay,
was
wait. So now the writer says that it is the opinion of the writer's grandmother that all men should work hard. People should not be idle and lazy, and they all should work hard. And just at the table, the moment ago when they were having food, so she said to the writer, to the narrator, that the narrator also needs to learn to do some good work, and that what she meant was to make an item, some item which is useful for man, something you can make out of clay or even out of wood or metal or cloth. And the grandmother had a view that it is not proper for a young man, or for that purpose any person, to be ignorant of an honorable craft. Now what that means is any respectable work which is done using one's hand. And so the grandmother asks the narrator that, is there anything that you can make? Can you make a simple chair or a table or a plain dish or a coffee pot? And is there anything that you can do? And so when the narrator didn't answer, so the grandmother looked at him in anger, and then she says that, I know that you are a writer and you're supposed to be a writer, and I suppose that you are a writer also, but still at the same time you must also learn to make solid things, things which can be used, things which can be seen and touched. Okay, who will read now?
Mama.
Read, beta.
There was a king of the Persians, said my grandmother, and he had a son, and this son fell in love with a shepherd's daughter. He went to his father and he said, my lord, I love a shepherd's daughter. I would have her for my wife. And the king said, I, I am king, and
and you are my son. And when I die, shall be king. How can it be would that you would marry the daughter of a shepherd? And the son said, My lord, I do not know, but I know that I love this girl and would have her for my queen.
Okay. So the grandmother, to stress on what she said, she tells a story to the narrator. And the story goes like this, that there was a king of the Persians, and that king had a son, and his son, he fell in love with a shepherd's daughter. So, daughter of a shepherd. Who's a shepherd, by the way?
Ma'am, one who rears sheep.
Okay, sheep, cattle. Okay, so the king's son, he fell in love with a shepherd's daughter, and then he goes to his father and he says that, my lord, I love a shepherd's daughter, and I would like to marry her and make her my wife. Now the king was like that, I am the king and you are my son, and after my death you shall be the king. And how is that, it you being a king's son, you want to marry the daughter of a shepherd? So the son said, but my lord, I do not know all that. I just know that I love this girl and I want to marry her. Okay, read someone.
Can I continue?
Someone else, we'll ask you later on. Joshita?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
The king saw that his son's love for the girl was from God, and he said, I will send a message to her. And he called a messenger to him, and he said, Go to the shepherd's daughter and say that my son loves her and will have her for his wife. And the messenger went to the girl, and he said, The king's son loves you and will have you for his wife. And the girl said, What labor does he do?
Hmm. Okay, just complete the first two lines on the next page also.
And the messenger said, Why, he is the son of the king. He does no labor. And the messenger returned to the king and spoke the words of the shepherd's daughter.
Okay. Now, but the king, now he was a wise man, and he realized that the love that his son had for the shepherd's daughter, it is from God, and he said that, okay, I will send a message to her. And so he calls a person, a messenger to him, and says that, okay, you go to the shepherd's daughter and tell her that the king's son, he loves her and that he would like to marry her. And so the messenger, he goes to the girl and he says, tells her that the king's son, he loves you and then he wants to marry you. And the girl, but the girl said that, what work, what labor does the son do, means what work does he do? And the messenger was like, why he should work, he is the son of the king, and obviously he does no work, he does no labor. And the messenger, he returned to the king and told the words of the shepherd's daughter to the king. Yes, continue. Rania? Anyone else? Class 7th? Come on.
Yes, ma'am.
Haan beta, start.
The king said to his son, The shepherd's daughter wished you to learn some craft. Would you still have her for your wife? And the son said, Yes, I will learn to weave straw rugs. And the boy was taught to weave rugs of straws in patterns and in colors and with ornamental designs. And at the end of 3 days, he was making very fine straw rugs. And the messengers returned to the shepherd's daughter, and he said, These rugs of straw are of the work of the king's son.
Okay. So the king, he said to his son that the shepherd's daughter, now she wishes that you learn to do some works, to learn some craft, and then only she will become your wife. And so the son said that, okay, I am ready. I will learn to weave straw rugs, how to weave rugs or make rugs out of straw. And so the young man, he was taught to weave rugs of straw, and he was taught to do that in patterns and in colors and very nice ornamental designs. And then at the end of of 3 days, he was able to make very fine straw rugs. And so the messenger, he returned to the shepherd's daughter and showed the son's work and said that these rugs of straw, they are made by the king's son. And so the girl, she went with the messenger to the king's palace, and she became the wife of the king's son. Okay, Nusra.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ बेटा, read.
One day, said my grandmother, the king's son was walking through the streets of Baghdad, and he came upon an eating place which was so clean and cool that he entered it and sat at the table. This place was a place of thieves and murderers, and they took the king's son and placed him in a large dungeon where many great men of the city were being held. And the thieves and murderers were killing the fattest of the men and feeding them to the leanest of them and making a sport of it. The king's son was the leanest of the men, and it was not known that he was the son of the king of the Persians. So his life was spared, and he said to the thieves and murderers, I am a weaver of straw rugs, and these rugs have great value. And they brought him straw and asked him to weave, and in 3 days he waved 3 rugs. And he said, carry these rugs to the palace of the king of the Persians, and for each rug he will give you 100 gold pieces of money. And the rugs were carried to the palace of the king. And when the king saw the rugs, he understood that they were the work of his son, and he took the rugs to the shepherd's daughter, and he said, these rugs were brought to the palace, and they are the work of my son who is lost. And the shepherd's daughter took each rug and looked at it closely, and in the design of each rug she saw in the written language of the Persians a message from her husband, and she related this message to the king.
All right. Okay, so one day, uh, uh, the grandmother, she continued the story and said that the king's son, he was walking through the streets of Baghdad, and he came upon a place, eating place, and the place was so clean and cool, and so the king's son, he entered it and he sat at the table. Now that place was a place of thieves and murderers, and they took the king's son and then put him in a prison or in a dungeon. See, what is a dungeon? A dark underground room used as a prison or as a storage. And so they put the king's son in a dungeon, and there the king's son saw that at that place they had many great men of the city. Now they were also kept in the dungeon, and the thieves and the murderers, you know what they were doing? They were killing the fattest of the men, and they were making the leanest, the thinnest of these people eat the fat of the fattest of them, and it was just a game for them. And the king's son, now he was the leanest of the men, and nobody knew that he was the son of the king of the Persia, and so his life was spared. And he said to the thieves and murderers that I am a weaver, and I make rugs of straw, and these rugs have great value. And so they brought him straw and asked him to weave, and in 3 days he wove 3 rugs. And he said that you carry these rugs to the palace of the king of Persia, and for each rug he will give you 100 gold pieces of money. And so, thieves and robbers obviously, wanted more money, and so the rugs were carried to the palace of the king. And when the king saw the rugs, he understood that these were made by his son, and so he took those rugs to the shepherd's daughter, or to his son's wife, and said that these rugs were brought to my palace, and I think that these are the work of my son who is lost, who I am not able to find. And the shepherd's daughter, she took each rug and looked very closely at it, and she saw that in the design of each rug there was a hidden message in the language of the Persians, a message sent from her husband, and she gave the same message to the king. Okay, Mehek, are you there? Mehak, are you there? Okay, beta, read. Mehak, some problem?
Yes, ma'am. I think there's a network issue. That is why you're not listening.
Okay, okay, someone else then read.
Mom, can I read?
Okay, read, beta.
And the king said, my grandmother sent many soldiers to the place of the thieves and murderers. And the soldiers rescued all the captives and killed all the thieves and murderers. And the king's son was returned safely to the palace of his father, and the company of his wife, the shepherd's daughter. And when the boy went into the palace and saw again his wife, he humbled himself before her, and he embraced her feet. And he said, my love, it is because of you that I am alive. And the king was greatly pleased with the shepherd's daughter.
Okay, so the grandmother, she continues the story and says that, so when the king, he got the message from his son, so he sent many soldiers to this place of the thieves and murderers, and the soldiers, they were able to rescue all the captives, and they killed all the thieves and the murderers, and the king's son, he was able to return safely to the palace of his father and to his wife, the shepherd's daughter. And when the boy, he went to the palace and saw again his wife, so he humbled himself, means he bowed down low on the ground in front of her, and he held on to her feet, embraced her feet, and said that, my love, it is just because of you that I am alive. And because if the shepherd's daughter has not insisted, then obviously the boy had not learned any skill, and then obviously his life would have ended there in that dungeon. And so the king, he was also greatly pleased with the shepherd's daughter. And so the grandmother, she continues and says that, now do you see that why every man, he should learn an honorable work, a skillful work done by hands. And so the writer says that, yes, I see very so the writer told her, told his grandmother and said that, yes, I see very clearly, and as soon as I earn enough money, and he told his grandmother that as soon as I have enough money to buy a saw and a hammer and a piece of lumber, means a piece of timber or a piece of wood, then I will do my best to make a simple chair or a shelf for books. Okay, understood all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the meaning of lumber?
Lumber, see, timber that has been cut into rough planks. Wood, after it has cut, uh, then it is through saw, it is cut into planks, and then later on these planks, they are sawed to make into different shapes and sizes for different furniture and all. So timber or wood that is cut into rough rough pieces of wood, huge pieces. Okay, anyone else?
Thank you, ma'am.
Otherwise understood? Any problem?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So what is the message that we get from the chapter? Yes, who will tell me? What do we learn from this chapter?
Ma'am, we should learn to do some honorable crafts.
Okay, so though
And
we
we should learn some from our
hmm, so that though we might be interested in other things, we might be an you know author or a poet or be involved in some other work, a doctor or an engineer or anything, but still everyone should know some work, skillful work which is done by one's hand. All right, so everyone, though we might be involved in other type of works, we might have other interests, but everyone should know how to work skillfully with one hands, and to make uh, things which are of use, things which we can see and touch. And why? Because we never know that when those very skills could save us.